everybody, this is JDGaming back today with a different type of Yu-Gi-Oh video. And today we're going to be taking a look at fusion monsters, which honestly, if you look throughout the history of this game and from the very beginning, compare Yu-Gi-Oh to its competitors, there wasn't really a mechanic that allowed you to take multiple creatures and put them together to create something new, at least not in the mainstream media. And so Yu-Gi-Oh used this as a selling point and even dedicated what's currently called the extra deck specifically to those fusion monsters. But as with the rest of classic Yu-Gi-Oh, some of those cards just made you think something is up with these things. And today, I just wanted to go through some of my personal favorites. Everyone knows Thunder Dragon can be fused with another copy of Thunder Dragon, thanks to its ability to make twin-headed Thunder Dragon. But isn't it strange to you that twin-headed Thunder Dragon's artwork seems to have a second mouth coming out of the back of the first one's head? It's actually because it's a reskinned colored version of Two-Mouth Dark Ruler, which, as you can see here, is pretty much a mirror image, green instead of the kind of orangey, peachy color that we have for twin-headed Thunder Dragon, and it definitely doesn't have two heads as named in Two-Mouth Dark Ruler. The anime decided to go and correct this issue in Noah's Ark, as I like to call it, in the virtual world filler when they finally showed twin-headed Thunder Dragon with its actual two heads, and design reminiscent of the actual TCG card. Another monster from the classic Yu-Gi-Oh series is the Great Mammoth of GOLDFINE, which was used by Bones and his Undead deck. Like you would expect, this zombie's made from two other zombies, the Snakehair, which is basically Yu-Gi-Oh's version of the mythical Medusa, and Dragon Zombie, which is just a corrupted, dead version of a cave dragon. But ever wonder as a kid why exactly we're able to take a sorceress and a dead dragon and combine them into the skeleton of a mammoth? It's a mystery to me even to this day. Skull Knight was actually one of my favorite artworks early on in the series because it just looked like the type of card you'd be able to use as a Halloween costume or represent the monster side of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that sentiment must have been carried by at least one other guy in the world, because in the early Japanese OCG tournaments, they allowed the winners to select a card of their choosing and then get their caricature inserted onto the artwork as a promo version of the card as a prize for winning. Skull Knight ended up getting this version created as this gem known as Yasushi, the Skull Knight. If you look at the original materials for the TCG though, we have Ancient Brain, which is this little brainy sorcerer guy, and Tainted Wisdom, which, you guessed it, is another brain. So actually, thinking about it, maybe Konami was predicting that you needed twice the brain power to win a tournament and then actually be able to claim the might that is Skull Knight? Wasn't exactly the story I always thought of as a kid, but we'll go with that theory for now. While not necessarily as known as the other monsters we've talked about thus far, Musician King always stood out to me as a kid as a very weird card ever since I saw Johnny Steps played against the Pharaoh in a filler episode. Essentially, this card ended up being pretty powerful in Johnny Steps' deck, being powered up to Heavy Metal King through the power of Metal Morph. But if you stop and look at its materials, it's Lady of Faith and Witch of the Black Forest. So conceptually, maybe they were going for the idea that this Dark Forest Witch was able to corrupt what's seen as pure and kind of rebel as this punk-rocking figure. But that still doesn't do a good job, even by Yu-Gi-Oh standards, of explaining how two women completely unrelated to music ended up becoming this topless buff dude that they actually showed being fusion summoned with on-field materials in the show. And I sure hope you didn't think that was the only way Konami was going to ruin your childhood with all of these classic cards, because they're not done. Feral Imp is of course one of Yu-Gi's most iconic fuzzy critters that was even featured in the original opening to the American and worldwide demographics. Combine it with Snake Yashi, which is this snake palm tree coconut wielding thing, and you end up with Rose Spectre of DUNN, which I guess they're just going for some sort of corrupted or darkness infused plant monster. But why this lady of all things? It doesn't have any explanation. And to make things even worse, for this card's release in the OTS Pack 5 in the TCG, they had to censor the artwork because she wasn't even wearing a top. why did they have to abuse Feral Imp in this way? I really have no answer. Last Warrior from Another Planet needs no introduction to a lot of the crazy troll duelists out there, and I'll admit, at one point I tried to take advantage of this effect in a fun deck as well. Just like its name suggests, Last Warrior allows you to get rid of every other monster on the field and then prevents the introduction of new monsters through summons, keeping itself as the only creature in play. But if you look at its materials, you end up with Zombira the Dark, which is essentially the Yu-Gi-Oh version of Batman that actually appeared in Kazuki Takahashi's manga, and Mariokutai, which is this skull magical entity with either Mars or like a huge brain swelling problem. I'm not exactly sure, but this thing has kind of an Echuria beast type of effect, so for Labyrinth of Nightmare standards, I guess that's pretty cool. Turning the tides for just a moment and visiting our denizens in the deep, we will see Deep Sea Shark, who's consisted of Bottom Dweller, which is this green serpentine creature, and whatever the heck this Tungyo creature is. Obviously, it's supposed to be some fish that has a tongue that's either frayed into multiple parts, or maybe it's just multiple tongues together, but it always puzzled me how you're able to put this into anything resembling just a normal shark with perhaps a third eyeball. Roaring Ocean Snake is somehow made from fusing Mystic Lamp for a genie, along with Hyosube, which is a Japanese kappa. Obviously, it's not quite the meme that they're going for here with this, but the kappa is a creature from Japanese myth that I still don't understand. Is there a legend that has it wishing to become this mighty creature? As far as I could tell, I couldn't find anything of the sort, so I have no idea how this creature came to be. But if we take a look at the actual lord of said Mystic Lamp and fuse it with this insect invader from another dimension, we somehow end up with my favorite weird fusion monster of all time. This here is Soul Hunter, which is a clown jester wielding a sickle that's riding a dragon. How on earth you get a genie to join forces with an insect alien to create this thing, I will never know, and I have never known. So if you have any ideas other than magic and we don't understand aliens, I'd like to hear your creative fan theories down below. And there you have it. Those are some of my favorite weird classic fusion monsters from old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know down below if there are any others that I missed that I really should have considered for this type of topic, because this is the type of thing that just was always intriguing to me as a kid. It's what made me think, what were they thinking? And honestly, it's also part of what made Yu-Gi-Oh! A special experience growing up as well. So that's everything for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, guys, this is JDGaming, and I'll see you guys next time. That's the end of this video, but if you'd like to see more of this series, you can click the annotation on the right, or you can see the last video I did by clicking the one on the left. If you enjoyed, I encourage you guys to leave a like and share it with others you think who may enjoy it as well. And if you'd really like to see more updates, then subscribe to JDGaming for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. Thanks guys, this is JDGaming, hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you guys next time.